Greetings and salutations, my fellow gamers. My name's AFarCryAway, and today we're going to be talking about the new hit game from Gaijin called Silent Thunder. Okay, that's actually a joke. It's not a new game. It's actually just a new game mode for War Thunder. And what's really neat about this is obviously the fact that you get to play as submarines. This means stealth, cunning, intellect, and torpedoes everywhere, and it's really cool and very immersive. But before we get into it, just wanted to apologize if I sound kind of weird today or lacking energy. It's because I'm actually kind of sick right now, so apologies for that. I'm just not feeling super good today. Got a stomach thing. You don't want to know the details. But let's talk about the game. So in Silent Thunder, it's going to be a clash between three major military powers of the 21st century, and the players will be able to battle against each other and combat in these really powerful nuclear submarines. Now, what's really cool is I'm playing as the Royal Navy's Trident, or no, it's not a Trident class, it's a Vanguard class. Tridents are the missiles, the ballistic missiles that you have on board. But, yeah, I'm playing a, British Vanguard-class nuclear-powered submarine, and these things are really neat. And I actually started doing some research into them and started looking up, videos on them, and it's really neat how these nuclear submarines operate. Just because they have the nuclear power and it produces so much energy, living in a submarine is actually very sustainable. The only reason that these things have to come back up to shore and to port is to basically get some more food, and then they can pretty much be on their merry way. These things could, if they could produce food as well, stay underwater pretty much forever. And that's really neat. Now, as we're watching this gameplay, the sounds are very, very cool and immersive. The feeling of being, underwater, and there's no music, there's no, crazy bombastic stuff happening. It gets you really zoned in, and there's actually a point during, I think it's either this video or a video I was recording on it previously, there was the point where I actually almost jumped out of my chair because an enemy torpedo hit the side of my submarine, and it caught me so off guard because, here you are in this very silent, environment for the most part, other than when you're using active sonar and trying to mask your sound, but pretty much it's silent throughout, and then all of a sudden just a loud explosion, and your ears are ringing and everything. It's so cool, but it's also very, very, very scary when it does happen. And I appreciate those kind of things in games. The more immersed into the battle I am, the better. Now, as you can see here, boom, target destroyed. It's really fun using these torpedoes and self-guiding them and looking for enemy submarines. They're not always where you think they would be, but there's several ways to find them. One is that if you see them using their active sonar, they get kind of lit up within the radar range. And then you can also tell if you see incoming torpedoes that that's probably where an enemy sub is around. Now granted, they can arc these torpedoes as much as they want, so there's a good chance that maybe they've moved it way up the trajectory. However, if you start taking incoming torpedoes from your east flank, you have a good idea of knowing at least they're going to be in the eastern area of the map. Like, for example, you can see to my top right, there's a little enemy torpedo blip that's inbound. So I have a pretty good idea that most of these enemies are going to be straight ahead, or at least a little bit to the right. Now, this is my second game, so I really didn't quite know what I was doing. As you can see there, I did ping the active sonar for a second. I still don't 100% understand the usefulness of it. It does highlight things in the top left view, but I still don't 100% understand what it does. The only thing I really know is that it gives your position away very, very easily. So I only use it for very short periods of time, just because I want to be cautious, Now what is neat is you can see this red line. I have no idea what that actually means. I was assuming the whole time that it's just a trajectory on which you want to send your torpedo to hit the enemy, but at the same time, I don't know what produces that, because then it goes away. Was the enemy destroyed, or what happened? I don't know. That's the thing, this game doesn't really explain itself super well. But, I mean, there are instructions, and there is, like, you know, a control layout, but a lot of this is, right now at least, kind of self-teaching myself how to play. Hopefully somebody on Steam will make, like, a Steam guide, or a YouTuber will make a video that will go in-depth on... get it in-depth because we're in submarines. Yeah. Hopefully we'll get an in-depth tutorial on subs here soon. Now, granted, this event's only going from March 31st to April the 3rd, but it would be kind of neat to have somebody make something like that. Now, hopefully they actually introduce this mode to the full game. I mean, I'm really hopeful that they do, because it's a lot of fun. It might look extremely boring on the surface, but if you know, dive deep into it, ba-boom, yeah, it's actually pretty cool. Like I said, very immersive, very strategic. If you've ever played the board game Battleship, it feels like you're playing Battleship in 3 dimensions. It's really cool. So, like, one pro tip I have is always stop your submarine when you're about to fire. Now, I know some people probably fire and move, but that's probably for more, like, advanced playing. Every time I tried to move and then fire a torpedo, I ended up ramming my sub into something. Now here, oh, we're about to hit this guy. Ah, he was taken out before we could hit him. Now, right now I'm waiting for a reload. You only get like 3 of these, or 4 of these torpedoes at a time, and then you have to wait for a very long reload period. And as you can see, we're already injured. And, yeah. We're kind of in the middle of enemy-infested waters here. We're clearly within radar range of many enemies. We're taking incoming torpedo fire. Our best bet right now is to, you know, dive, evade, do anything to get out of these torpedoes. Also, you can't go too deep because that presents issues of its own, as you could see. And then we take one right in the side, and I didn't even realize there was any enemies on that side, so obviously that person was very well concealed. Now there is an ability to make noise if you press the G key, or yeah, the G key. It does this thing where it like pops a little bubble around you on the map, and it makes this really loud, annoying sound. At first, I thought this was to kind of give an enemy a false impression, like make the enemies think you were in one spot that you really weren't in. But upon further investigation, it seems more like it's a countermeasure. I don't know anything about submarine warfare. I feel bad I never played Cold Waters, or whatever it was called, the submarine strategy kind of game. I feel like something like this, or playing something like that, would have explained what these systems are a little bit better. So yeah, obviously I'm not the person to watch if you want, you know, a tutorial on how to play this mode correctly. However, I can say if you're not exactly super good at it, all you really need to know is spacebar is to fire your torpedoes, look for the enemies in front of you or around you, the big red dots and names, and guide your torpedo towards it. As long as you're constantly throwing torpedoes at them, they're not throwing torpedoes at you, and things are fine. My strategy so far has really just been try to dive, get close to the ground, fire a torpedo in the general direction of the enemies that are using active radar or active sonar, and it's been working out pretty well. Now there is a remote guidance, and there's also a guided version of the torpedo. I'm not sure exactly what button flips between the two. I think F while you're in the torpedo is actually how you use that. Target destroyed. There's certain spots on the subs you want to hit to do maximum damage, of course. I think the very back and the very front are good places to aim for. And you can hit sort of towards the middle as well. and that can still work. But if you take them in certain places, there's a little bit of a chance that you'll survive, which is nice. As you can see at the top left, while you're navigating your torpedo, it's kind of hard to see what's going on, so you really need to use that top left ability there, that screen that lets you see all the upcoming crevasses and trenches and icebergs and stuff. That is a cool feature, of seeing these icebergs that are jetted from the top of the water. I really like that attention to detail. And there's like dynamic lights and stuff in here. It's really well detailed. I really think they put a lot of effort into this. So as you can see there, that actually wasn't a kill shot. It seems like it almost hit the same kind of places I hit the previous ship that did get a kill, but that time it didn't. So it's a bit hit and miss with the, well, with where you hit. I really don't know exactly the best place. I know for sure if you hit them in the engine, it's like a kill shot. But it would seem that there's certain places on these subs that are better to hit, and I have no idea. Also, pro tip, these torpedoes have ridiculous range. So don't be afraid to fire from your spawn. Okay, maybe not from your spawn point, but if the enemies have advanced at least halfway up the map, you pretty much are within range. The giant green circle around you on the map is actually your sonar and stuff, like range. It's not your gun range. I originally thought that's what it was, and by gun range, of course, I mean torpedo range. Now, unfortunately, there I just made the user error of not getting enough height correction. So I was like, you know what, instead of ditching the shot somewhere, I'm just gonna keep going. That's another thing, I actually don't know how you ditch a torpedo. There's not like a button. I don't think you press space because then it does it again.
The enemy ship sank.
Target destroyed. Yeah, that was a kill shot for sure, because their entire engine is out, so yeah, they're done for. But yeah, if you press spacebar while a torpedo is already out, it just sends another one. So I don't know what button you would press to cancel it. But yeah, pretty good match so far. A few confirmed kills. I've died once. Not bad. I know towards the end of this mission here, I didn't really do a whole lot more for the team. But I do want to keep rolling the gameplay, obviously, because this stuff is, like, interesting. It's all new, and I'm, you know, glad to be sharing it with you guys. If you want to check it out, War Thunder is free, of course, on Steam. Really easy to make an account for it, and just dive right in. How you play this event is you have to click at the top, go down to Events, and then on the bottom left is the Silent Thunder event. I don't know what happened there. I think I tried to use the auto torpedo, and it kind of just got stuck, and you couldn't go up or down with it. It's a bit confusing. I think I accidentally crashed like several torpedoes towards the end of this mission, kind of embarrassingly. But yeah, if you guys want me to, let me just go ahead while we're waiting. And I can read some stuff about these Vanguard-class nuclear-powered ballistic missile submarines. So each submarine is armed with up to 16 Trident II missiles. The class was introduced in 1994 as part of the UK government's Trident nuclear weapons program. The class includes 4 boats, the Vanguard, Victorious, Vigilant, and Vengeance. They were built at Barrow-in-Furness by Vickers Shipbuilding and Engineering between 1986 and 1999. All 4 boats are based at HM Naval Base Clyde, HMS Neptune, 40 kilometers, 25 miles west of Glasgow, Scotland. Since the decommissioning of the Royal Air Force freefall nuclear bombs in 1998, the 4 Vanguard submarines are the sole platforms for the United Kingdom's nuclear weapons. So yeah, we got 4 of these things made around, and they got nuclear missiles on board. They're pretty badass. Not exactly a really good history lesson there, but I thought I would let you guys know just kind of what you're getting into with the British submarine. There's also an American one and I believe an Italian one. Where's the French? I don't remember.
Torpedo to start.
That's awkward. Alright, well, uh-oh. Yep, there we go, we got taken out. Unfortunately, putting our underseas warfare to a drastic end. But here I just wanted to show off how beautiful this looked, because I was like, oh, he's above water. Let's check it out. Look at that. Screenshots for days. But then out of nowhere. Tragedy strikes. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this War Thunder video. Let me know if you want more War Thunder content in the future. I used to do a lot of War Thunder videos, and I'd be glad to do them again. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Go try out Silent Thunder yourself, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.